What up, Dokkaners? The time is finally here to go over my picks for which characters to pick up with your special stones and your special coins. I do this traditionally towards the end of a celebration because I believe that this is the best time to actually spend to get these characters. It gives you the most amount of options. You know exactly which characters have upgrades, which teams are relevant, and this is, I think, the best way to do that. I do need to point out, and I'm going to have everything organized in time code, so if you want to skip ahead, you can, but I'm going to start by going over a couple of important details. Number one, we are currently in the middle of a weird error that Dokkan has committed when it comes to coins. The red coin, the Dokkan Festival coin, and the Carnival green coin are currently not available in the Baba shop. You can see here the pity coins are there, but there are no regular Dokkan Festival or Carnival coins. This is because they are trying to fix an error. By the time you're watching this video, they might have fixed it. They might have extended the deadline for redeeming certain things. So at the moment, I am recording this sort of at an inconvenient time, but I just didn't want to wait because while this issue does suck, it does also kind of ruin my video if I just keep waiting. So I have to get this video out there. So check the pinned comment to see if there are any updates. Deadlines might shift. I have a feeling we might have extended deadlines for these pity coins. It might even just extend to everything. And if that's the case, suddenly some of the information in this video is incorrect. So please check the pinned comment for more details if anything comes up. Now, I want to go over a couple of things that I like to point out when it comes to this sort of video. Number one, this is my opinion. So if you disagree with which characters I feel are more important to pick up with coins or stones, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. More so because some people on the fence might still have their own opinions and maybe they don't necessarily agree with what I have to say, but maybe there's a comment down below that sort of caters to their own specific experience that they're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I agree with this take. Let me go ahead and pick up this one. So if you want to help out those newer players, those of you who are on the fence, check the comments down below and give your thoughts. It will definitely help other people out. That's one thing I love about this channel and the community. You guys are very, very helpful in the comments. Okay, so the more copies you already have, the less you need to buy. Should go without saying, pretty obvious. Never chase rainbows. If you got a 90% of something, don't buy that last copy. Unless it's like one of those things where it is the only option left and you're just a whale. You've got everybody rainbowed here and you have one unit left, you can pick them up. That's really the only case. Otherwise, never chase rainbows. It invalidates the next copy that you ever pull or are given in the future. Wait as long as possible before the end. This is obviously what we're doing. Try to get at least one copy of every unit. I think that this is actually a healthy approach. While it is good to make certain characters that are very good at the moment much stronger, I think it's also worth noting that having a variety of characters gives you a variety of teams, gives you a variety of options. It also allows you to maybe construct the most specific and random team should a specific situation call for it. Right now, the stocks for Int Fatboo are through the roof because of his stalling capabilities and his ability to stack defense, good for long form content, but I don't have him on any of my lists in this video. But he does work in some specific situations with some specific teams. So having just one copy gives you the option to use him. Whereas you don't have a single copy, you don't have that option. So I think it is worth having every character. There's another instance recently with Millennium Arena. We had to bring a bunch of orb changers and supporting characters. Out of nowhere, physical Turles Goku's value shot through the roof because he was one of the best supports and orb changers that you could possibly have. But you're not going to have him every single time because he's not around all that much. So the more copies or the more different characters you have, the better off you're going to be in general. Boost relevant teams and new characters. This is also important because obviously they're hot right now. They will get you through the most relevant content right now. But it obviously doesn't account for everything. So it really does focus on the newer stuff. So if you care about the newer stuff, then focus on the newer characters, which I think is honestly the best option. When it comes to stone purchases, these guys will be back. They will offer more premium stones in the future. They will offer more free like red stones in the future. So you don't necessarily have to just get characters that might get good in the future. You could also get characters that are good now. Investing in the now with these would be a good approach. And then investing in the future with the coins would be also a pretty solid approach. So the last thing here, some of the characters that I'm going to be showing you are obtainable in multiple ways. This is an important detail because if you are someone who wants to get multiple characters, but you're thinking, oh, the one character that I really want to get is only obtainable through coins, so I can't get this other character with coins, check and see if they are available in other ways. I don't show every character in this video, but the ones that I do have in my list, I do identify with an asterisk to indicate that they are obtainable in other ways. some more accessible than others. So this is also going to be a great way to potentially get you more copies of characters. So that being said, now that we've got all the tips out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in and start with the premium stones. So we're going to start with the premium LR stone. You only have one stone available. It's a paid thing. So if you don't have it, you can't buy it anymore because it was purchasable up until August 7th. So if this doesn't apply to you, simply skip ahead in the video. But here we have this currently available until August 25th, 8 a.m. PDT. If you want to check exactly what time it's going away, you can simply just look in your game. It will tell you how many days you have left for it. So it'll just show you all the way at the beginning on the far left. It will show you right there. 5 days left as I'm recording this video. That's all I need. So that being said, which characters do you want to be looking at? I think every account should have the 7th anniversary LRs. I believe that. These units are good short term. These units are good long form. They also lead great teams. This is a great alternative in case you don't have the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think Super Saiyan 4s are the best possible option to pick up with these premium LR stones. That's if you don't have them. If you have them, then you would just work your way down the list. So I basically gave my top 8 here. So depending on who you are, you know, if you've got like 90% this guy and 90% this guy, you just work your way down the list. This is what I think is the best set. I do have UI Goku sort of shifting up in the list. I remember last time I did this, UI Goku and Royal Blue were at the end, but this guy's stocks have gone up because of the immediate slot 1 frame 1 disaster sort of events that we have. His guaranteed dodge is now very useful. He will have guaranteed dodge up to twice in a battle. The first time on the first turn, the second time upon his own revival. Actually, the turn after he performs his own revival, he has another guaranteed dodge. So this guy is definitely very relevant. Again, he just a simple plug and play on any team. He's very, very good. And then, yeah, I mean, these guys, they all had ECAs. They're very good. Trunks and Vegeta. In terms of the team bonus, not really noticeable unless it's a long form event, but still solid slot 1. Great leader skill, solid slot 1. Beast Gohan stocks have also gone up. He is a hit or miss in certain situations, but I still think people should have Beast Gohan. So this is a pretty self-explanatory list. If we go into the Dokkan Info page, the other options, I don't feel like I'm missing too much. I think if anything, maybe this guy could deserve a spot, a shout out, honorary shout out. I think that's it. I mean, Fusion Zamasu, he's a slot 2 combo guy, sure. But then after that, these guys are kind of They're very specific, or they're just not useful yet. Had these guys received EZAs, we'd be singing a completely different tune. And I was really holding out hope that they would do something crazy like this, but they didn't. So this is my premium LR Stone list. If you agree, great. If you don't, check the comments down below. All right, moving on to the premium TUR Dragonstone. Here you have 3 of these obtainable. These are purchasable. They were purchasable up to August 7th. And so these go away by August 25th, 8 a.m. Again, if you check your in-game, you will see how many days you have left. Pretty easy. So as far as my picks, I think the #1 choice should be bolstering GT heroes. That too, using a character that has surprisingly proven time and time again to be one of the biggest hacks in the game. And that is the nuking specialist GT Super Saiyan Goku. This unit fits on GT heroes, one of the best teams in the game. This unit can lead pretty well as well. This guy has great combo power, has great nuking power, has great critical power. This guy can get you through the Gogeta clone event among a million other events. This is, I think, the best character to pick up if you don't have him. If you do have him, you can work your way down the list here. This is a great proxy if you don't have the LR AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta lead. This guy's a Shadow Dragon Saga lead, also a fantastic EZA. All of these are basically really good EZAs because looking at the list, they're all TURs. And there's some really good ones. Like I don't have Kale and Caulifla on the list. I don't have this guy. I know people are gonna laugh, but this guy's dodging definitely more relevant with the newer events. He doesn't fit many teams, so I'm not suggesting him, but I'm just saying that the characters that are not mentioned do have a function in certain situations. So a lot of these pieces are very good. I basically just organize them based on relevance in terms of new teams and some of the newer events. And I just think that these 3 are hacks, especially this guy. Like you have to have him. Go watch my Gogeta clone event short where I used the Dokkan World strat. I was blown away. Also, Janemba got an EZA. He's also very good. This unit actually, I think, would probably do pretty well on the Gogeta clone event in terms of stalling because you can dodge. I haven't even tried it, but Transforming Cell is good. Good extreme class character. Good solid temporary stacking unit. This Goku Gohan, fantastic option. Goten Trunks, good multi-turn support, fits on a youth team. If you do have a youth team that you're working on, maybe you summon on the Gohan banner, you managed to pull a copy of the Gohan, you need more pieces, Goten Trunks is great for that. Now, why the heck do I have physical Rose? There's only one reason why I have physical Rose here, and that is to make sure that you have a good team for the free-to-play Rose clones. That is the best free-to-play team in the game. You have to have a good lead for it. And sadly, the free-to-play representation as far as leads, not that great. So if you don't have the new STR/LR Rose summonable unit, this guy would be your next best option. Oh, and you know what I forgot to mention? The asterisk. So as you see that here on both of them, the asterisk means you can get these in other ways. So let's start since we're already here. This guy can be obtained through the Dokkan Festival summons for the Omega Shenron, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, you can get the Gogeta through the Omega Shenron. You can get the Goten Trunks through the Gohan banner, but these guys are not obtainable through any other ways. So if you're trying to pick up this diamond in the rough, get him with your premium TUR stone. You have 3. You can buy one of these and then get 2 more of something else. So yeah, I would say getting him would be good. If you don't have a good Rose army lead, get him. He's not the greatest, but he will do, because your free-to-play Roses would do most of the work. This guy just has to sort of dodge and get out of the way, and then whoever else you want. And then going back up here to the LRs, the asterisk, these guys are obtainable through the new 10th anniversary, or the GDC banners. GDC banner, GDC banner, GDC banner. This guy is only obtainable through the yellow coin shop. So this guy is basically only obtainable through this. The yellow coin shop is probably the hardest shop for you to frequently visit, just because you probably don't accumulate yellow coins as fast as the other stuff. So for all intents and purposes, this is basically non-existent, but just to be thorough, the yellow coin shop is available. So that being said, TURs, LRs taken care of. All the premium paid stones done. Now we move on to probably the most sought after part of the video, and that is the global dragon stone, the 100 global dragon stones. So these, you get 5 of them for free over the course of the celebration. They must be used before August 25th, 8 a.m. This is a great spot to get future super easy units. I just want to throw that out there because there are a lot of units that are featured, but I think one of the best approaches is going to be looking at this as sort of a treasure trove for super EZAs that have already existed or will exist in the future. Either way. So, I mean, there's just a ton of options. So many characters. So as far as which characters I think you want to be looking at, I really just had to boil it down to relevant characters, really good characters in the now. I am not listing this based on future picks. So if you want to try to prioritize characters that might get EZAs in the future, then I would scroll down and look more at the older characters like the Tech Vegito, the STR Rose, down here, the mono leads. Eventually the mono type leads will be getting their super EZAs. When I say mono leads, for those of you who don't know, I'm saying they are the type leads, not the class leads or the categories, but the type. So extreme EGL 120%, extreme physical 120%. These guys will eventually receive their super EZAs, but anyone else who does not currently have a super EZA is on the clock. This guy's super EZA will be very good whenever it happens because he has damage reduction and he has backup damage reduction when his health drops to a certain point. So again, I can't really list all of them in this, so I am only talking about the characters that are hot right now, but do keep that in mind. If you've got everybody and you're missing this dude, pick him up. You've got 100 of these stones, so you've got 5 picks. Not gonna hurt you to pick up one of those. So that being said, which characters are hot right now? I think GT heroes and GT bosses definitely are the best. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku, great slot 1 plug and play, also good slot 2. He will help you in terms of filling the slot 1 responsibilities for GT heroes if your options are limited. Omega Shenron is such a good piece on GT bosses that considering you have a GT bosses team, he just shoots up, in my opinion. He's just that good. I don't know if everyone's going to necessarily have a fully functioning GT bosses team, but you know what? If you're able to pull that AGL Omega Shenron, or maybe you already did, or maybe you decide to coin him from the Gogeta banner, that can be your replacement lead if you don't have the new physical Omega Shenron. And if you do, well, suddenly this guy's stocks have gone up again because he thrives in the slot 3. So he won't interfere too much with the same name issue. I put the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta here. I don't know why people hate him as much as they do. I think he's been great. I've used him a lot. I have had little to no issues with him. Yes, a couple of times I have had issues, but I mean, who doesn't? I still think he's good. And again, if you don't have enough GT hero pieces to assemble a team, you're gonna need them. And these are the year 2 super EZAs. So these guys do pull their weight, in my opinion. One of the hardest hitting LRs in the game, Goten Trunks, is here in terms of team building, youth, If you don't have a solid youth team, maybe this guy sort of works his way down the list. But these two characters, I think, fit on the physical Omega Shenron team. Actually, this guy does. This guy actually does not fit on the Omega Shenron's 220%. This guy does. But both of these kind of function similarly. They're both very good just in their own right. Rose, solid support for super bosses. Great for the Rose clone army team. You could bring him. He's not going to be a good lead, but he can help support and sort of protect some of your guys if you need a slot 1. Janemba is still good. And you're kind of seeing the slot 1 defense sort of manifesting in these lists here. Like Janemba can dodge. He's got guard. He's got team defense. He can help you in that slot 1. I don't know if he's necessarily going to carry you on some of the newer events, but you're kind of seeing where I'm focusing my mindset in terms of what characters can do just because of the newer events. I can't account for everything again. But as you can see here, asterisk. So this Goten Trunks is also available in the yellow coin shop because he is on a banner alongside the LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So if you don't want to pick him up through the yellow coins, which you probably won't, you could get him through this. And again, you have 5 free picks. So you could easily sweep the top 5 if you wanted to. And then again, let's go through and see the global shop. I mean, what are some other honorary picks that I'm not mentioning here? Remember, the boosted characters are no longer boosted. That's why they're not on the list. LR AGL Super Saiyan 4, not boosted. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, not boosted. Super Baby LR, not boosted. You could go for future Super Easy A picks. You could go for... who else? What are some other options that I didn't mention here? Youth, you know what? You could throw in the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks Super Easy A. Damage reduction, he's kind of a hit or miss. This Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta has some nice slot 1 functionality. Gogeta is good against extreme class. You've got a guaranteed dodge, conditional guaranteed dodge with the LR Broly trio. I didn't list them because movie bosses and super bosses are kind of on the decline, sort of. I would say movie bosses a little bit more so because super bosses just got the resurgence with the like rosés, but this guy still has great utility with that guaranteed dodge. If you can get that guaranteed dodge, he is a very good stall. Anybody else? Nope, that's it. So hopefully that helps you out in making this decision. Hopefully. If not, again, check the pinned comment. Okay, the pity coins. We're currently dealing with an issue, so check the pinned comment, see if it's been fixed, see if the dates have been changed. This is my opinion for which characters are most important. If you still haven't done so in terms of picking up your characters, I think Goku Blue is probably the most important character. Then I would say Rose. Again, strictly because of the Rose clones free to play. You need a solid lead for them. This is the guy to do it. Then the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, then Omega Shenron. None of these guys are bad. So because Omega Shenron is at number 4, it does not mean that he is the worst by far. The margins are so narrow that they should all honestly be number 1. But then again, you can't pick up everybody. So I think this is the best way to approach it. If you want to make it more free-to-play friendly, I would say, I guess if anything, go this, just because he leads your free-to-plays, but this is just what I'm thinking. All things considered, I think this is the best list. And check the pinned comment, because this could change. Moving on to the coins. Again, this could change, so check the pinned comment. But I had to sort of do this in a different way, because normally I would just pull up the list here from Dokkan Info. But because they've been removed from the database, I can't actually see them in a list. So what I basically did is I just went through the banners and I looked at the pieces that I think would be relevant and worth picking up. So we are looking at the Part 1 GDC Dokkan Festival, Part 1 GDC Carnival, Part 2 GDC Carnival, Part 2 GDC Dokkan Festival, and the EX Dokkan Festival. Spoiler alert, none of the EX characters are in my list because I think the most important thing is for everyone to not only have the 7th anniversary LRs, but also the 10th anniversary LRs. One thing that I've learned throughout this GDC celebration is most of the content is able to have some form of success with the simple stall tactic into Vegito/Gogeta. Not to mention, these characters are absolutely pivotal for most new players to get through the new, or not the new, but it's been around for a little while, but Festival of Battles. I think that these 4 characters collectively will carry you through a lot, like 99% of the content. And if you have to get a little bit clever on some of the newer stuff with these guys, so be it, but having that option gives you more possibilities. I think they are most important to pick up. They will be back now that this is their first time returning, because they were 10th anniversary units, so GDC, this is basically worldwide, they're back. They will probably come back maybe again during the holidays or maybe afterwards. If not, they'll definitely be back for the 11th anniversary, which is happening in less than half a year. So, but the only thing is these guys are only obtainable through this. They're not obtainable in any other ways. So I think it's worth having one of each, but these are red coins. You may not necessarily have enough to buy all of them. So this is just my list. I think Vegito, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4s, the gods. Like I said before, they are obtainable in multiple ways. If you want to get these guys with the coins, you want to get these guys with your premium LR stone. We can only get one of them, but that's why they're obtainable in multiple ways. You got Trunks and Vegeta down here. I've got Beast Gohan. I've got Broly. Broly doesn't work in a lot of the new content, but he still leads a great set of extreme class characters. He does work on a lot of other events, and he is overall still a good leader skill. I am also factoring in leader skill when considering coin-based characters. You guys know the deal. It takes a lot to get 500 coins. It costs you 2,500 stones to get 500 coins. These Dokkan Festival LRs cost 500 coins. You should be, in general, prioritizing Dokkan Festival LRs with your Dokkan Festival coins. I also threw in the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in here because if you have everybody else, you don't have the new Gogeta, you need a lead for Shadow Dragon Saga or just an extra GT hero piece. I think this guy would be good. These are my top 8. Moving on to Carnival coins. Again, check the pinned comment because this date might change, but as of now, it is available until August 25th. And it is currently not available as of me recording the video. You can't actually redeem these. So by the time you're watching this, I'm hoping that you can. I'm really hoping Dokkan doesn't screw this up badly. I think they'll do the right thing though. But yeah, it is not currently available. Look at that. No, not here. But that being said, here's my list. Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4, absolute solid piece for GT heroes. For Giant Ape Power, for Power Beyond Super Saiyan, overall good unit, great long form event, great short form event. His stall tactic with the Golden Great Ape, great way to not only stall but also exhaust the enemy's attacks for a turn. A very useful hack. Believe it or not, I've got Omega Shenron at number 2, and it is because of just how good the GT Boss team is. LR Physical Omega Shenron and that team is so stacked that if you don't have that unit, you need to have a way to still run that team. This would be the next best thing. Granted, he only leads the team at 200%, but with the added support that you get from the other GT Boss characters, the fellow Omega Shenron LR that you run as the friend lead, this guy's durability is much better than it used to be. Plus, he's got the revive mechanic, and he can still do some great things for your team. Also, you may have noticed here, I've got Super Baby 2 on the team. GT Bosses is that good, but it's also hard to assemble. If you don't necessarily have all the pieces, you might find yourself struggling to actually run a fully functioning GT Boss team. So I've thrown these two characters on the team specifically for that cause. I would say in general, it's better to go for LRs with these coins because they're harder to come by, but I do think that it is worth considering these if you have all of these and you're just trying to flesh out those two top tier squads. GT Bosses, GT Heroes, both these characters really work on those teams, so they deserve a spot here. Broly, 200% lead for movie bosses, great slot 1, great defense, stacks offense. He is still a good leader for movie bosses. Just because GT Bosses and GT Heroes exist doesn't mean other teams don't exist. We do have to consider there are other teams out there. That's why Broly gets a mention. Kamehameha, great flexibility. Also a great option in terms of doing damage. Great stall, both in terms of his dynamic dodge, also his defense when he picks up enough orbs. Gogeta has seen a bit of a rise in value over the course of the celebration with some of the events, not all of them, but he is a fused fighter. He does work on the STR Goku Blue team. I think he still is useful because he has the not the guaranteed dodge. He has the target focus effect, and he can still do some great things if you can get to that point where he transforms. Fusion Zamasu also combo. This one, I think there's less of, like, I don't think it's as front loaded with the best picks. There are some lesser options. I think it really just boils down to these two. Because looking at these, I mean, I don't think these guys are worth picking up, honestly. And I'm the Universe 7 Whisperer. Nope, they're not worth picking up. Future Gohan, nah. After what I've experienced during the celebration, nah. These guys, absolutely not. And then if we go over here, you have a superhero lead with the Gammas. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't use them. I don't find myself ever needing to use the Gammas. They just don't. I think once the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 get their EZAs, I think this unit's value will kind of go up again. But he's probably had the biggest drop off in terms of just relevance amongst all of the 9th anniversary characters. This guy, no. Probably the weakest in my opinion of the GT Hero sub EZAs, so nah. So, and then, I mean, Gohan, I don't know. I don't really find myself using the Gohan either, but then again, it's me, so maybe my take isn't what you agree with, but that's what I think. So that is the list for the carnivals. Now I'm also throwing in the yellow coin LRs, and this is only because the yellow coin banner is here, courtesy of the EZAs from the youth characters. We got the Mighty Mask and we got the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So because of that, I am including this in the list, but just know most people probably don't pick up as many yellow coins as normal as possible. So this is going to be something that I don't think many of you really care about. Amongst all of the yellow coin LRs, I still think that the Vegeta is the best because he's an all-out defender. He still works very well, and he fits Giant Ape power, so he benefits from the extra defensive boost that the Super Saiyan 4 can give you. One of the hardest hitting LRs in the game, again, Goten Trunks. Youth team, if you have a Gohan Hybrids LR squad that you're putting together, this guy is great. Gohan is good, an old-fashioned stacking extraordinaire. Suffers after 4 turns, but still a very, very good piece, and will work great on Festival of Battles, and also just helps, you know, flesh out your youth team. Janemba's a great defensive unit, and then after that, we kind of just move our way down here. If anything, I could maybe see, like, maybe the supports get pushed down to the back, and we can move these, like, more recent EZAs up here, but I don't think anybody is really looking at this, honestly. So, this is just a jumble. It could be whatever. It's just, like, whatever LRs are good, whatever LRs you might want. Also, just to point out, LRs do get super EZAs, right? So at some point, we got a super EZA for this guy. This guy could get a super EZA. Broly could get a super EZA. Goku Black Rose, I think a lot of people were hoping for a Goku Black Rose super EZA. I kind of thought if we were going to Future Saga, this guy would get a super EZA. So if you don't have anybody, you may just want to go for a character you don't have. But it's yellow coin, so probably you don't have that option because you don't have too many coins. And that about rounds it. Yeah, I just have this for another video. That about rounds out the entire breakdown for which characters I think you guys should be picking up with your special stones and coins. Once again, the date could be subject to change. These are my thoughts and opinions, so if you disagree, that is completely fine. I think that this is the best way to go about exploring which characters that are worth picking up. And remember, your options are open on some of these characters, so do take the time to consider. If you've got a ton of these red coins and you only have 1 premium LR stone, but you can't pick up the UI Goku from the red coin shop, UI Goku is worth picking up with this, and then you can use the red coins to get your Goku Super Saiyan 4s, the gods, Trunks of Vegeta, so on and so forth. If you don't get everybody, it's not the end of the world. These guys will be back, and it's really just all about clearing the content. It's not, you know, it's not about having the characters, it's about using them to overcome the challenges that you are facing. So if you don't particularly need some of these characters to overcome whatever remaining challenges you have, just wait till they come back on another banner on a marquee celebration. You might just get them anyway through normal means. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below and in the comments your thoughts on my picks for which characters are worth picking up with each of those sections. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know if there's anything that I missed. And again, check the pinned comment, please, because there might be some updates regarding the coin situation. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of myself do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.